Hey basketball players, today I'm going to talk to you about what coaches generally look for in a small forward. So if you are a small forward yourself, this is definitely a video for you. Or if you think that your coach is going to be deciding on you being a small forward, this is definitely a video that you're going to want to watch. So historically, the small forward was a player who would slash. He would cut back door and he would get the ball to the rim. However, that position is now expanding, especially with more and more teams being able to shoot the three-point shot. The small forward has also strategically always been the defensive player, and also, historically, was the most go-to player on offense. Between the small forward and shooting guard, they were usually the number one options when it comes to teams. We can see this even today with LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard. Vince Carter was at times, depending on the team, a small forward. We also seen this with Michael Jordan. At times, he was a small forward, depending on the lineup. So, they are very important pieces to a basketball team. So what can you do yourself to be able to get into your coach's brain to say, I need this player to be on my team? The number one thing that I'm telling every single player right now, no matter what position, is being able to shoot the basketball. If you can shoot the three-point shot better than most other players on your team, or even in the tryouts, you have a very good chance of making that team. More and more teams are running a 5-out style offense, and when that happens, you're going to be shooting more three-point shots. And let's just basically look at it and say, as long as you're shooting over 32% from three in game, you are a more efficient player than if you were to get that ball to the rim. So that's why more and more teams are using this strategy. Number two is to play defense. Defense is going to be massive. Usually, the small forward, even in today's game, is going to be able to match up, or should be able to match up, with pretty much any player on the other team. Can you defend bigger players like centers? Can you defend smaller players like point guards? Can you defend anybody on the other team? And to do this, what you need is the ability to be able to have fast footwork. This is important because if you've got faster feet than anybody else on the other team, then you have an advantage over everybody when it comes to perimeter defense. When it comes to low post defense, it's more or less not necessarily to do with speed, but with strength and skill. So with strength, you need some lower body mass to be able to hold your ground. Number two, you need to understand that being straight up is very important. And being not reaching in to try and block a shot is actually a very important thing. So if you're in the low post and there's a player who turns around to go up for a shot, you don't necessarily and shouldn't necessarily go up to try and block their shot. You should stay straight up, don't lean over, straight up, and that's going to allow you as a player to be able to defend that shot, contest that shot, and not get a foul. Now, when you're also looking at defending the low post, shoulder strength is actually very important because you're going to be pushing a player back potentially. You're not allowed to extend your arm, but you are allowed to use your upper body, your chest, your shoulder to push in to keep him away from the basket. As soon as he gets that ball, take a step back, get wide, get tall, whatever it may be, depending on the player that you're playing and whatever strategies work for you, and you'll be able to defend that low post really well. Now, also, something that you should also be looking at is the ability to handle the ball. And I don't mean being able to handle the ball to get the ball up court. That may be part of your role with your team, but it's not a role with every team when it comes to the small forward. What you're going to be looking at as a small forward is the ability to get the ball up the court quickly without any pressure, like in a fast break situation, or being able to handle the ball in the half-court game, being able to get around players so that you can attack that rim. This way, you can stay calm. If you get double teamed, you can understand that, hey, I can spin off the opposite direction as the double team, or I can make a pass by picking up the ball with two hands and passing with two hands. You don't want to be picking the ball up and passing with one hand unless you're looking for a quick pass. Every player should be able to pass with one hand and also with two hands. So the first thing that I want you to do is to practice your shooting. Number 2 is going to be your fitness, your ability to jump higher, and if you want, there's a vertical jump training book down in the description below. But jump training is also very important, number 2. Number 2 also includes foot speed drills, using a speed ladder or an agility ladder. That's going to be able to be very beneficial to you as a player. And then number 3 is going to be ball handling skills. Being able to handle the ball under pressure, being able to attack the basket with a defender tight on you, not dribbling up to your shoulder, dribbling waist or lower, keeping your shoulders down, keeping your shoulders lower than your defender so you can attack the basket, and on the flip side, knowing that your shoulders lower than your offensive player if you're playing defense is also very beneficial as well. I hope that this has given you some information on what your coach is actually kind of looking for in a small forward. Of course, every coach looks for something different, but this is a generalized view of the small forward position and what coaches are generally looking for. I hope that you have enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.